The CTS began a revolution at Cadillac that has brought the manufacturer back as a serious competitor in the luxury car market. After spending more than a decade straddling the line between compact and midsize, the third generation CTS can finally be a true midsize luxury vehicle thanks to the introduction of the smaller ATS last year. With increased size, power, and price, the new CTS is ready to battle the likes of the Mercedes-Benz E-Class and the BMW 5 Series. Is this plan too ambitious, or has the CTS finally come into its own? There will be a choice of 3 engines in the new CTS. In base models, for the first time ever, will be a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that makes 272 horsepower. Also available will be the carryover 321 horsepower 3.6-liter V6, but the big news for 2014 is an all-new 3.6-liter twin turbocharged V6 producing 420 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. This engine will be found in V-Sport models, which is not to be confused with the CTS-V. That should arrive later and make even more power. 4-cylinder models and all-wheel drive V6 models will use the 6-speed automatic, while both the rear-wheel drive V6 and the V-Sport will use an all-new 8-speed automatic. The base CTS is expected to achieve 20 miles per gallon city and 30 miles per gallon highway, while the V-Sport is rated at 17 miles per gallon city and 25 miles per gallon highway. Pricing for the new CTS will begin at just over $46,000, while the V-Sport should start just under $60,000. The CTS has always been about style, and this new model oozes it from every angle. The new car is longer, with a lower roofline and cowl that gives it a purposeful stance. The front end has this elegant, almost old-school luxury look that may be the defining moment in the evolution of Cadillac's art and science design theme. Head-on, the CTS is instantly recognizable thanks to the split dual vertical LED strips, and it gives it a serious dose of presence on the road. 198 LEDs are on the outside of the CTS alone. The back end is a little less unique and definitely has a few Big Brother XTS styling cues worked in. The CTS will be available with 17 or 19-inch wheels, as well as these gorgeous 18-inch wheels on the V-Sport models. Inside, the CTS feels and looks far more premium than the outgoing model. The previous 2 generations of CTS were nice, but they never felt special the way a BMW or Mercedes does. The new CTS may not quite be there yet, but the gap has definitely narrowed. There are 8 different interiors available in the new CTS, and of course the latest technology is present, such as a heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats, a 12.3-inch customizable gauge cluster, 2 different Bose audio systems, and this over-engineered motorized cup holder. But it's not all good news inside the CTS. Much like the ATS, the CTS has one of the smallest back seats and trunks in the class. At only 35.4 inches of rear legroom and a 13.7 cubic foot trunk, the CTS is smaller in both categories than the Lexus GS, Infiniti M, BMW 5 Series, Audi A6, and Mercedes E-Class. But take a seat in the back, and you'll find that legroom is actually ample and it's headroom that isn't that great. Cadillac boasts that the CTS is the lightest rear-wheel drive car in the segment at just over 3,600 pounds. It is based on the ATS, which is known for its driving dynamics. Now, to make this car perform even better, every single CTS will come with Brembo Brakes and the option of adding the magnetic ride control. The mid-trim 3.6 CTS drives a lot like a bigger ATS, and I don't mean like a heavy, large car, but just something a little more airy. The magnetic ride control is still the best adaptive suspension I've ever driven, where sport mode really hunkers it down to the road, and then touring mode makes it a nice interstate cruiser. Power in this model is more than ample, and of course the car has almost zero body roll in the corners, but if you want some serious sport, you need to step up to the V-Sport. Added to the standard performance features are Pirelli summer tires, a quicker steering ratio, a heavy-duty track cooling option, programmable track mode, and the electronic limited slip rear differential. But at the heart of the V-Sport is the twin-turbo 3.6-liter V6. Now remember, this little engine is down both cylinders and size to its V8 twin-turbo German rivals, yet it still makes nearly the same amount of power. Cadillac claims it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds, which is pretty damn fast for a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Helping it go this fast is a fantastic 8-speed automatic. It reminds me a lot of BMW's 8-speed and is significantly quicker to react than Mercedes or Infiniti's 7-speed gearboxes. It almost makes it unnecessary for a dual-clutch transmission. And then there's the sound. This could quite possibly be one of the best sounding V6 engines, turbo or non-turbo, I've ever heard. Cadillac has done a fantastic job tuning the exhaust to really let that engine roar. The V-Sport takes the handling up a notch as well thanks to its summer tires and quicker steering ratio. It's lighter weight than its German rivals, and you can really feel the agility when attacking some twisting switchbacks. I'd be really curious to drive this vehicle back to back with the BMW 550 and the Mercedes-Benz E550. I have a feeling this may outperform both when it comes to corners. The CTS has the performance and style to match anything from Germany. But that's been the case for years now. What Cadillac really had to improve with the new CTS was its presence and luxuriousness. One look at it and the presence is there in spades, and the luxuriousness has improved. Is it as good as its German rivals? Well, that's hard to say without a back-to-back test drive, but the fact I can mention CTS in the same phrase as BMW 5 Series and Audi A6 is a feat all its own.